On Tuesday, Obama and Romney in their second presidential debate looked more like they were fighting than discussing real issues.
No, I had a question, and the question was, how much did you cut them by?
You want me to answer
How much did you cut them by?
I'm happy to answer the question.
All right. I think I was supposed to get that last answer, but I want to point out that I don't believe.
I don't think so, Candy.
I don't believe.
I want to make sure our timekeepers are working here.
The timekeepers are all working.
He only has to pay 14% on his taxes when a lot of you are paying much higher.
Mr. President, have you looked at your pension?
You know, I don't look at my pension. It's not as big as yours, so it doesn't take as long.
Let me give you some. Let me give you some advice.
I don't check it that often.
It took the president 14 days before he called the attack in Benghazi an act of terror.
Get the transcript.
He did, in fact, sir. So let me call it an act of terror.
Can you say that a little louder, Candy?
Obama and Romney are not the only candidates on the ballot this November. Libertarian Gary Johnson is, and here's what he would have said if given the opportunity to have been in the debate.
The Presidential Debate Commission, made up of Republicans and Democrats, they have no desire whatsoever to see a third party on stage. And if I were on stage, you know, I'd be talking about balancing the federal budget now. I would be talking about eliminating corporate tax, income tax, abolishing the IRS. If that doesn't give us pro-growth, I don't know what will.
And here is what former candidate Ron Paul said Obama and Romney should be discussing.
Well, he needs to admit that foreign policy is wrong and that he's too slow on ending the wars, and the wars have been a failure, and we need to change our foreign policy, that he made a mistake in Libya, and he's not going to make a mistake in Syria, so therefore he's going to change the foreign policy and not have NATO dictate our foreign policy or the United Nations. And hopefully then Governor Romney would follow and say, you know, that sounds like a pretty good idea. That might be the best thing we can do for the American people, and that would be a good place to start saving some money, because our policies have been harmful, not only for our national security purposes, but it's been so harmful to us financially as well. These $4 trillion of additional debt for these wars in the last 10 years is a serious problem, and neither one of them really want to admit how serious the foreign policy contributes to our economic problems.
And also very shocking, Green Party presidential candidate Jill Stein was arrested for trying to enter the presidential debate that she was excluded from. So how did we get here? Why is it that we only have two choices that sound the same? Ben Swan of Reality Check explains.
In 1976, 1980, and 1984, the League of Women Voters moderated presidential debates. They then walked away from it, saying that the demands of the two parties, Republican and Democrat, would perpetuate a fraud on the American people. The CPD, the Commission on Presidential Debates, as we know it today, was then formed by the Republican and Democrat parties. The commission is headed up by Frank Fahrenkopf, a former head of the Republican National Committee, and former Clinton White House Press Secretary Michael D. McCurry.
So the question I have is, can we trust American elections? Please leave your responses in the comment section, and please subscribe on Facebook at facebook.com/Aaron Lujan. Thank you.